Let's talk about the best pound for pound boxer since 1990. Let's go.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psychoing a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Dreaded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
Hey, yo, welcome to Sports World Talk. We talk the world of sports, and today we are talking pound for pound Mount Rushmore of boxers. So, with the super fight that just happened over the weekend, I feel like this is a conversation that's a must. I actually saw the idea from Inside the Ring, the new show on Ring Magazine with Max Kellerman, Shady McCoy. I think other guy named is Mike. Saying that, and the topic on there, it definitely made me like, I gotta give my list. I gotta give my list of the Mount Rushmore of pound for pound guys since 1990. Now, they have some lists out there of different people and stuff like that. Some I agreed with, some not so much. But this is mine. What I think of as far as pound for pound, I think of dominance, first of all, style, influence, of course, winning and everything. And these four guys that I have on my Mount Rushmore, not all of them are my favorite boxers of all time, but you got to give respect where respect is due. Starting out, one of the guys I have on the Mount Rushmore of pound for pound boxers since 1990 is Canelo Alvarez. He's somebody who's been around for quite some time, and I feel like Canelo, the reason I put him over Manny Pacquiao or something like that, Manny Pacquiao, he made a strong push for that to be on this list as well. But Canelo Alvarez has dominance for a long time. Also, the culture of what he brings, the Mexican boxer and everything, the influence. I feel like he's a heavier name for a longer period of time than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, like I said, it's hard to go against Manny Pacquiao. He's, if I had five names, he would definitely be right there as the fifth one. But I don't know. I got to give Canelo Alvarez that extra push of just because longevity of how long he's done it and still winning. He's 35 years old. He just lost his belt as far as the undisputed and stuff like that. But I think for that longer period of time of being that dominant and still doing your thing, and just the impact he's had on boxing in general, not only the Mexican boxer and everything like that, I feel like he deserves to be on that list. So that's one of my guys on the list. The other one coming up is Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. is a guy that I feel does not get the respect that he deserves. He had the perfect song. Y'all must have forgot. Because y'all must have forgot how much of an animal Roy Jones Jr. was back in his day. Roy Jones Jr. is a man I've never seen nobody that fast who can throw 7 punches in less than a second or two. I'm telling you, Roy Jones deserves to be in everybody's top 5 boxers of all time. I know what he has on mine as far as he's definitely in my top 5, but I think he deserves to be on everybody's top 5 because, like I said, he's just unreal. Whether it's his defense, whether it's his offensive abilities, and just his dominance in the era of Roy Jones, the influence that Roy Jones had back in the day. Everybody wanted to do rapping and sing and boxing and everything. Everyone tried to do 2 things back in the day because of guys like Roy Jones and, of course, like Deion Sanders and stuff like that too, Michael Jordan. Everybody wanted to do 2 things as far as sports. But Roy Jones was the guy who made it even more popular that, hey, he rapped and he boxed sometimes. He played a pickup basketball game before a match one time before. Everything that Roy Jones was dominating from the lightweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and eventually got up to heavyweight. This man went up to heavyweight and won. I still remember back in the day seeing the videos and stuff like that. Him saying that the guy didn't think Roy Jones was 200 pounds or something like that. He didn't think he made the weight, and Roy was like, "All right. You're going to be in that ring. You're going to feel that hit. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's definitely 200. And just see the charisma that Roy Jones has had during his career, I think is unmatched. Yes, he went through some losses and whatnot as he got older and stuff like that. But guess what? The love of boxing wouldn't let him quit. But even though he still has 66 wins, 47 knockouts, this man is unreal. So Roy Jones Jr. is also on my Mount Rushmore of boxers in the night from 1990 until now. After that, you have, I feel, a guy that some people like, some people don't like, which is Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm not the biggest Floyd fan as far as his boxing career, as far as after he, when he became Money Mayweather and stuff like that, mainly because to me the boxing matches gotten boring, and that's not the type of style I like. Like I said, I can't go from Roy Jones Jr. to being a Floyd Mayweather fan because the boxing styles are just different. Nothing wrong with that. It's just different. And like I said, but you have to put respect on Floyd Mayweather because he's the type of guy, he set the standards as far as being your own promoter, being a business, and not just being the boxer. So he's definitely set that standard out there. He's put guys on like Gervonta Davis and more, who grew up under the Floyd Mayweather tree and stuff like that. He had some good matches against Oscar De La Hoya. And I just feel, like I said, I think Ricky Hatton too as well. Just other good matches that he's had in his career. Yes, towards the end, he definitely picked and chose some of his fights and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is. You still can't disrespect him and his name on being pound for pound on the list. So Floyd Mayweather is my other guy on the list as far as on the Mount Rushmore of boxers since 1990. My last guy is, you can't have a list without having this last guy on there. If you don't, I don't know, Bubba. I don't know. But you got to have Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson, he started in the 80s, but a lot of his dominance and stuff like that came in the 90s and everything. And the influence of Mike Tyson on the pop culture, on just being, that animal and stuff like that. Like, everybody knew Mike Tyson. I was 5, 6 years old. I knew Mike Tyson. It's like, man, Mike Tyson's a beast. Mike Tyson, this is this. Having the influence to inspire kids, having the popularity to be hanging out with the rappers like Tupac and everything like that, being able to be who he was, go through the things that he's went through, and even to be relevant in today's world. That shows you how his greatness is. To be Mike Tyson, to be that, that animal that he was back in his day. And here we are in 2025, and people are still like, oh, that's Mike Tyson. That's Mike Tyson right there. Little weird kids doing TikTok videos like, oh, man, I will let him punch me in the stomach or whatever just to get more views. Mike Tyson is definitely an animal. He was definitely dominant. His impact on boxing is unforgettable. He's definitely someone who I feel deserves to be on the top Mount Rushmore pound for pound boxers since 1990. But he's definitely a huge name. I think in 2002 was his last match, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. It's like as far as official match. But like I said, so here we are 2025, 23 years later, and he's still current. He's still an influence to a lot of young boxers and everything. So that's another thing that for me put him on that list. But let me know what your list is. Let me know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like? Do you don't like what I said? But don't forget this. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and let me know what you think. And let's talk about it.
Pacifist, there's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.